Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And there's a very, very interesting development happening right now in South Africa. And that is the move by the ANC to charge Steve Hofmeyr for criminal injuria for his tweet in which he suggests that if someone tries to take his life or his farm, they better watch out because they're going first. And how the ANC have stepped into a huge trap. And I really believe they have. And it's quite simple because, you know, if they're going to take Steve Hofmeyr to the courts because he allegedly threatened to murder an ambassador and a politician, which he never did. And if you read his tweet, he just said, look, you know, this is my life, this is my home, you come and try and take them from me over my dead body. And I think any person who had worked hard, spent his life paying off that home, and someone came along and said, hey, we're going to take this from you, I think they would respond in a similar manner. So, you know, that's a no-brainer. Now, as I said in an earlier video, what this does is it gives Hofmeyr the opportunity, while sitting in the witness box, to bring up examples of what the politicians themselves have said in the public arena and before their supporters. And I don't have to tell you what they've said, but there's some pretty racist and there's some pretty nasty remarks which have probably been a catalyst for some of the farm murders that are happening around South Africa, and especially that little stooge Malema, Julius Chicken Man Malema. And when Hofmeyr brings these comments up in court and says, okay, you're claiming that what I said is criminal injuria, what about these? The judge then has to rule. And as I said before, if he says, oh no, what the Malemas of the world said is fine, and what the Andili said is fine, and what Zuma sang is okay, now that's all cool, but what you said, Mr. Hofmeyr, is racist and is criminal injuria, the world is going to wake up, because that will be a racist ruling based on color. There's absolutely no question about that. And seeing that the ANC themselves have brought this action, so you've now got the government itself bringing the action against a member of a minority group in their community, I can't see a better reason for people who are considering asylum to just take a copy of that ruling with them when they go through the customs and say, this is why I'm seeking asylum. Because it is a ruling by the court brought on by the government of South Africa, which clearly demonstrates a racist ruling. And that is clear grounds for intimidation, persecution, and everything that goes with it. Now, let's get back to the story here. The African National Congress on Wednesday said it would lay a criminal complaint against Afrikaans singer Steve Hofmeyr following racist comments he made on social media about Democratic Alliance MP Phumzile van Dam and South African ambassador to Denmark Zindi Mandela. Now, I'm going to show you the tweet that Hofmeyr sent out so you can decide for yourself whether you think it's racist or not. I don't think it is. I think he's just saying, I'm going to defend what is mine. And I think everybody has a right to do that. And the other thing I'm going to attach is the ANC's letter. And I'll let you read it because it might be a bit too small, the writing, for you to actually read. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates and have a great evening. Bye for now. Press release by the African National Congress, Department of Information and Publicity. For immediate release, 19th of June 2019. ANC to open a case against Steve Hofmeyr in Cape Town. The African National Congress, or ANC, will tomorrow, Thursday the 20th of June 2019, lay criminal charges against Steve Hofmeyr for his racist and inhumane rants on social media, which smack of barbarism, white supremacy, and toxic masculinity. Hofmeyr issued death threats against South Africa's ambassador to Denmark, Zinzi Mandela Shlongwane, and DAMP Phumzile van Dam. His string of social media posts denigrating Mandela, Shlongwane, and van Dam hark back to the crude apartheid past and something that no South African should tolerate. In our eyes, this demonstrates white arrogance and is a textbook example of white privilege which has to be nipped in the bud. The ANC urges South Africans to isolate people that continue to promote racism in our country. The ANC remains resolute in its campaign to building a non-racial, democratic, and prosperous society. We therefore will continue to campaign fearlessly and tirelessly for the total isolation of apartheid remnants, masquerading as advocates of racism at every public opportunity they get. Our communities must expose such individuals for who they are and what they stand for. The ANC will lay charges of criminal injury against Steve Hofmeyr on behalf of its members and leader, Comrade Zinzi Mandela Shlongwane. The ANC holds no brief to sympathize with racists and will not hesitate to report their conduct to authorities regardless of their public standing. Racists have no place in our democratic country. The ANC will continue with its efforts to build a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, and united South Africa.